I want to start off today with talking about a new friend I have. Oh boy, oh boy. So, in case you missed it, and I talked about this before, I have been dealing in Minnesota here, where Minneapolis, St. Paul is located, with we have a Senate race here. Amy Klobuchar is running for reelection, and the Republican Party of Minnesota, for some inexplicable reason, decided to. Well, I can understand why they did. I mean, it was Steve Bannon put this guy on the map in Minnesota as his choice to be the the candidate for the Republicans to take on Amy Klobuchar for Senate. He is an absolute, and I will say this, absolute horrific candidate. He has a long history of misogynistic, anti-Semitic, anti-LGBTQIA comments on social media that clearly no one vetted the guy. He has had a bit of a sketchy past, to say the least. I mean, they had a big hubbub that you saw earlier this year that broke out because of apparently money that was campaign money that somehow got spent at a strip club in Miami. Because who doesn't love strip club appetizer bars? Oh yes, that's why we all go to strip clubs. Well, I don't go, but still, Anyway, that's apparently been cleared up. There's just some confusion on who was spending the money at the strip club. Anyway, I mean, it's like I said, this is a guy who is, he's MAGA for MAGA's sake. He's this hyper aggressive alpha male dude kind of thing, that goes on out there. And it is a bad sign for the Republican Party. Don't get me wrong. I understand that in Minnesota, at least, that when you take on a popular senator, that you really can't, you're not going to get the cream of the crop running out there to go get beaten. And Amy Klobuchar was always going to be a difficult senator to knock off in a general election. I get that. I understand that. But yet the negatives on Royce White are unbelievable. And yet, not only did he win the convention endorsement, which surprised a lot of people, but on primary day on Tuesday, funny story, he actually won the Republican vote in the state. Barely, I think it was 38% of the Republican Party endorsed him, but it was enough to win the Republican nomination. And as I've said multiple times to the Democrats in this state, just put his social media posts on billboards across the state. Mission accomplished. And I do think that there is a legit chance. I think it's fringe. It's fringe. But I do think that there's a legit chance that Amy Klobuchar could win this Senate race 75-25. I'm not joking. He is that bad of a candidate. I made a post yesterday. It got well over, I think it's like 1,700 likes on it so far, which is, generally pretty good. This is by far the worst candidate I've ever seen. 20 years ago, this guy's social media would have gotten him kicked out of the party. Today, they endorsed him because hate and anger are virtues for the GOP. It's amazing how far the Minnesota GOP, Republican Party of Minnesota, has fallen. That's what I posted. And funny story, last night, as I was snuggling up to bed, I got a response. Now, I want to stop and just point out, yeah, I'm the first person to say, this is the weirdest thing ever. This is the actual Republican candidate for senator in the state of Minnesota. This is the guy who's running right now. It's not like a few years ago. He's running right now. And he decided to become a Twitter troll, and a lame Twitter troll at that, because I got this response from my new BFF, Royce White. You're a commie. Yes, more, Royce. Please don't stop. This is a hoot, man. This is a hoot. Now, first of all, yeah, okay. Clearly you don't understand the basics of, politics at all. I mean, I don't think that if I sat Royce White down and had him explain the differences between, say, Republicans, Democrats, totalitarianism, fascism, a corporatocracy, socialism, liberalism, communism, Marxism. I don't think the guy knows the basic difference between any of that. The fact that he's called commie like it's 1983. Uh, yeah, that's kind of lame. He just doesn't understand the basic differences. But it just is. Don't stop, dude. I'm going to still rail against you. This is called trolling, dude, because the more you embarrass yourself, the better it is for the Democrats this election cycle. So, and I'm not running for office, dude. I'm just a trained chimp here in a studio talking. That's all I'm doing. So you as the Republican candidate for senator taking on Amy Klobuchar, you want to get into a Twitter spat with me? I mean, okay. It's public, Good for you. I will say it does bring up an interesting point in regards to what happened after that. Because clearly the MAGA Twitter trolls got activated. And I woke up this morning to a cornucopia of stupid posts from alpha male dude who was coming after me. Now, first of all, let me say from the bottom of my heart, losers. Seriously. Wow. That being said, seriously, losers. Seriously. That being said, I am now just for the, get your checklist out here. I am now a commie. I am the P word, which, by the way, I think that's how the NBA refers to Royce White. Oh, boom, in the breadbasket. Thank you very much. We're trolling. Anyway, I'm the P word. I'm a cuck. Yeah. I've been that before, though. And now, in my personal favorite, soy boy. Okay. Whatever, man. Let me explain something to you far right MAGA guys that are out there that are we're angry. You are the lamest revolution of all time, because you're not really having a revolution because you've been mistreated by the world. You are 1,000 pounds of bad choices, bad decisions, and an inability to look at yourself and realize you're the problem in your own life. That has created your disdain. Trump was smart enough to realize I could play you fools. He could play you fools like a fiddle. And you does, because he just basically had to say, you're not the loser. They're the loser. And you guys ran along with him real quick. We have had in the history of this world plenty of revolutions and overthrows of government and, angry people hitting the streets. But in many of those other cases, it was because of real problems, like people actually starving to death, as opposed to you being frustrated because the girl you had a crush on decided to get married to somebody else, and now they have 3 kids, and you can see them on Facebook, and it makes you angry because you wish you could have gone back there, and why didn't she love me, blah, 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 blah. Because no one wants to follow you for that. When people are starving, that's when people, hit the streets. No one's going to follow you because you've got regrets. When revolutions have happened in the past, it's the governments have taken all your money. And as much as you guys want to play that out, your big problem is after spending thousands of dollars on 15 Trump flags, you have the audacity to look around saying, I don't have any spending money. No, you got tons of spending money. You just buy stupid things. But that's why you want to revolt, is because you're really bad with your money, not as opposed to any real injustice. You want to sit there and act as if, it's some great injustice Yeah, like in actual revolutions where, say, people get locked up and they throw away the key. Just they're going to round people up and put them into work camps. You think that that's what your problem is. What your problem is you were drunk at work and you got fired and that manager already had it in for me. That's on you, dude. No one wants to revolt because you are a drunk guy at work. Or, some real despot tries to kill all the people that they don't like. And you're basically upset because one day you had a firework and it went off by your ear and it blew up. And now I got medical bills because I was drunk and stupid that day. And why am I cursed? Like I said, you are the dumbest revolution of all time. You are not freedom fighters. You're just sad, pathetic people. And this is why you'll fail and fail miserably. It's because no one is inspired by you. We all feel like you're pathetic. And so that is what you are. And that is what Trump is. So good luck with all that. No, seriously, good luck with all that. All my best, signed, Soy Boy.